Hello friends, my name is Lalit Soni and you are watching News on Map India by Drishti IAS. In this episode, we will be talking about certain locations from across India, and these locations are important from your examinations point of view because these has been in the news in the past week. So let's start with the practice question which was given to you in the previous lecture. So that question was related to Indian grey wolves. Okay. So consider the following statement about Indian grey wolf. It is a subspecies of grey wolf that ranges from Southwest Asia to Indian subcontinent. Okay. Second statement is the Indian wolf inhabits area dominated by the scrubs, grasslands, semi-arid pastoral agro ecosystems. Okay. Now you have to choose the correct options. Now talking about the, you can say, Indian grey wolf. Obviously it is a subspecies of grey wolf that is given over here. And now they are talking about, since the name is Indian, so obviously this will be around the Indian subcontinent. Okay. So in the Southwest Asia and the Indian subcontinent, if we talk about the presence or the expanse of these wolves in India, so here you can see this is the area where you will be finding these wolves. Okay. When we talk about the above over here in the Himalayan area, there are different kind of wolves, mostly called as Tibetan wolves, are found in this particular region. Anyway, so right now if we see, so we'll be seeing that we are having the wolves in the, you can say, India and the Indian subcontinent over here, and somewhere around in the South Asia as well. Okay. So that is the, you can say, expanse of these wolves. Okay. Now talking about the second statement, the Indian wolf inhabits area dominated by the scrubs, grasslands, semi-arid pastoral agro ecosystems. Okay. So these are talking about basically the habitat of these particular wolves. Here you can see they are grassland, scrubs, forest and the dry deciduous areas. Okay. So these are the area wherein you are not having too much of rainfall. Okay. These are the areas where we have grassland, scrubs, because when we are talking about the wolves, they need area to prey. Okay. So you can say in that area grasslands are the most efficient for them to go for hunt. Okay. When we look at the Indian wolves, their lifespan is around 5 to 12 or 13 years. Okay. Other than that, these wolves are, you can say, quite kind of social being, and they actually hunt in packs. Okay. So you will be seeing that if there is a huge prey which is there, so they will be going for the hunting in packs. They are living in packs. Okay. And if they you can say, if we are talking about the eating habits over there, so they will be eating a small animal, but or you can say the capacity, if you see, so the, you can say, wolf will be going for a small animal, but when they are coordinating with each other and going for a big animal like a you can say deer or something like that, in that case they will be sharing the food. Okay. So this is some behavioral you can say aspect of these wolves which we have discussed, because UPSC has been asking such questions with respect to the behavioral aspects of the animals which are living. Okay. So this is about the Indian wolf. You can go through this particular slide. Now coming to the question again, so both the statements here are correct. Option C would be your right answer. Okay. Now moving further, before going to the question number 1, I have this announcement for you that the Drishti IAS has this GS foundation course for prelims as well as mains, which has started in the offline mode in English medium at our centers at Lucknow, Prayagraj, Jaipur, Karol Bagh and Indore. So admissions are open, so you can go and directly get enrolled. On these particular dates, these batches are starting. When we are talking about Lucknow, it is 16th of October, Prayagraj 3rd October, Jaipur 7th October, Karol Bagh 17th October, and when we talk about Indore, the admissions are open over here. You can directly visit the center, you can get enrolled you know, at the center itself, or you can call on this number, that is 8010440440. Again 8010440440. You can call on this number to inquire about these. Okay, so let's move further and let's see the question number 1 of this episode. Consider the following statement related to tea production in India. India is the largest producer of tea globally. Majority of tea exported out of India is black tea. Third is Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Kerala account for majority of India's total tea production. You have to choose the correct statement over here. Okay. Now tea production was in news, or you can say tea as a crop was in news, because recently what has happened that the prices of tea has dropped, or you can say nearly half they have become. Okay. Because of which you can say the production has also decreased. When we talk about India, India is the second largest producer. Okay. So when we are talking about the India is the second largest producer after China. Okay. China is the top producer of tea. Okay. Now because of the, you can say, reduction in the production, that is kind of cause of concern for us. Second thing is, when we talk about the exports, so tea is exported from India, and mostly that is black tea, high quality tea is being exported from India. Okay. Then when we talk about the areas where you can find tea, so mostly in the hills of Darjeeling, or you can say West Bengal, Assam, and then some parts of South India, they are having this tea cultivation, because for tea cultivation you need a specific type of topography as well. Okay. So for that you need, you know, steps, or you can say when we are talking about the hills where these are step formation is there, where they can go for the tea cultivation. Okay. Now statement 1 is India is the largest producer of the tea globally. Now this is incorrect, because we have seen that is basically China. China is the largest producer, India is the second largest producer. Second is the majority of tea is exported out of India is black tea. This statement is correct. Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Kerala accounts for majority of India's total tea production. This is correct. Here you can see on the map. When we talk about the major producing states of tea in India, so highest is basically Assam. After that we have West Bengal, though the Darjeeling tea is quite famous, highest producer is Assam. Okay. Moving further, you will be seeing that Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka, these are the states where tea production is there. When we talk about the Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, these are the states which is accounting for more than 90% of the production of tea. Okay, even more than that. Okay, so that is about this. Here you can see these two statements are correct. Option B would be your right answer, that is only 2. Okay, now we can move further to the next one. So question number 2, regarding the Indus Water Treaty, consider the following statement. First one is, it was signed on September 19th, 1960 between India and Pakistan and was brokered by World Bank. Okay. Now when we are talking about the Indus River, you know that Indus River is starting from Tibet and coming to India and then going to Pakistan and then draining into Arabian Sea. Okay. Now Indus has various tributaries. These are present in India, that is basically you can say Ravi, Byas, Satluj, Chenab and Jhelum. Okay, origin of all these you can say, or you can say most of the course of these rivers are there in India. And considering that Pakistan was concerned about the water, okay, after the independence there was resources which has been divided between two countries, and this water sharing was one of the concern over there. And considering that there was this treaty which was signed between India and Pakistan in 1960, that is September 19, 1960, and it was brokered by the World Bank. So statement 1 is true. Okay. Coming to the statement 2, it provides a 5-step dispute resolution mechanism. Again, this is also a factual statement. Now it is not providing you a 5-step solution. There is this 3-step dispute resolution mechanism which is there. So there is this permanent commission. Okay, there is this permanent commission which will be talking about the Indus water distribution of resources, etc. If there is a concern, that can be raised at that permanent commission, and after that there can be an intergovernmental dispute resolution. Okay, so India and Pakistan bilaterally can go for it, and if then it does not happen, then they can go for the international institution, that is there is this court, okay, which is mentioned in the treaty, where they can go and you can say resolve their dispute. Okay, so there is a 3-step mechanism which is there in the treaty. So second statement is incorrect. Under the treaty, both countries must set up a permanent Indus commission mandated to meet annually. Now this is a correct statement. Okay, so now if we are talking about the correct statements here, the first and third is right, so option B would be your right answer. Now here we will be seeing why this particular treaty was in news. So obviously last week we had witnessed the September 19th, and because of which you can say that was kind of an anniversary of establishment of the Indus Water Treaty. And on that day there was this article which is saying that Indian government has actually sent various letters to Pakistan saying that there is a review which is required with respect to the Indus Water Treaty. Okay, and India is keen to end this particular treaty as of now. Okay, considering that this particular treaty was in news, now let's talk about this, what this treaty is saying. Okay, if you look at this particular picture over here, so Indus is starting somewhere over here and then coming to India and then moving into Pakistan, and ultimately it is going to Arabian Sea. Okay, there are other tributaries which are there. Here you can see this is basically your Jhelum. Okay, then here you can see we have Chenab, then we have Ravi, here we have Byas, and then from here we have this Satluj. Okay, so these are the basically tributaries which are there. After this treaty, they have decided that the western flowing rivers. Okay, western flowing rivers over here, one is your Indus, second is Chenab and Jhelum. Okay, so these three rivers which are basically your western rivers. Okay, now in these rivers India will have rights over these rivers when we are talking about, so these rights can be limited. Okay, so in these rivers we have limited rights, and what kind of rights we have? We have run of the river rights. We cannot go for storage of the water of that particular river. Okay, or 80% of water we cannot store, we can only use 20% of the water. But here we can go for the hydropower project, etc., where we are just using the running water and not storing it. Okay, so in these three rivers we have limited rights. When we are talking about the eastern rivers, that is Ravi, Byas and Satluj, so in these three rivers India has all the rights. Okay, so this is the treaty which is there, and it was brokered by World Bank. Okay, I hope that is clear. So please remember the name of the tributaries, please remember the what is the treaty is saying, that which are the western rivers, which are the eastern rivers in this particular treaty. Okay, now again I will tell you that western rivers are Chenab, Jhelum and Indus. Here you can say Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, these are the western rivers, and here the three other rivers Ravi, Byas and Satluj, these are the eastern rivers which are totally under control of India. Okay, moving further, question number 3. Regarding Kuno National Park, consider the following statement. First statement is, it is located in Shivpur district in Madhya Pradesh. It is named after the Kuno river, one of the main tributary of river Ganga. Kuno National Park was selected under action plan for introduction of cheetah in India. Okay, now you have to choose the statement which are not correct over here. That means that you have to choose the incorrect statements. Okay, now coming to the statement number 1, before that I would like to tell you that why Kuno National Park was in news. Okay, Kuno is the place where the reintroduction of tiger, or reintroduction of cheetahs has taken place. Okay, now when we talk about these cheetahs has actually been, you can say, brought from African continent, and this place, that is Kuno National Park, was selected as a habitat for these particular cheetahs. Okay, now it has been there was this project cheetah or reintroduction project was there, and 2 years has completed. Okay, there was this report with respect to the, you can say, efficacy of this project, etc., that we are not going into details of that, and because of which Kuno National Park was in news. Now talking about the location, it is located in the Shivpur district in Madhya Pradesh. This statement is correct. Here you can see on this map, here we have this Kuno Palpur Wildlife Sanctuary, and National Park is there in the vicinity. So this is basically the place where Kuno is there, and it is in the Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Shivpur district. Okay, so statement 1 is correct. Now coming to the second one, it is named after the Kuno river. Now till here it is correct. Then coming to the one of the main tributary of Ganga. Now it is, Kuno is not a tributary of Ganga. Kuno is tributary of Chambal. Okay, and Chambal is in turn a tributary of Yamuna. Okay, and Yamuna is a tributary of Ganga. So we cannot say that the Kuno is a direct tributary of Ganga. It is a tributary of Chambal river, which is a tributary of Yamuna, and Yamuna is a tributary of Ganga. So this statement becomes incorrect. Okay, coming to the third one, Kuno National Park was selected under the action plan for introduction of cheetah in India. This is true, which we have talked about. Now here they have asked about the not correct, so only one statement here is incorrect, that is the second one. So only one would be your right answer. Okay, they are asking you how many statements are incorrect. Okay, now moving to the next one. Before that I would like to show you this particular picture over here. Now this river over here, that is basically Kuno. We have seen that this is the area of Kuno Palpur National Wildlife Sanctuary and National Park. Okay, so that is there, and here you can see it is going into Yamuna. Okay, we have when we are talking about this particular river, that is basically your Kuno river. Okay, and then we have this river, that is basically your Chambal river. This is the white Chambal river, this is the Kuno river. Okay, again in the picture you will be seeing that this one line is there, that is basically your Kuno river, and this is the area of your you can say Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary and the National Park. Okay, and then it is going into Yamuna. Yamuna is going into Ganga. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now coming to the next one, that is question number 4. Consider the following statement. Statement 1 is, India has formally joined the International Big Cat Alliance, which is launched in 2023. Then statement 2, among the 7 big cats, 5 are found in India. Now when we are talking about this particular you can say alliance which is there, that is Big Cat Alliance or the International Big Cat Alliance. Okay, Big cats are basically you can say all the subspecies and species which are there with respect to the, you must have heard the lion, tiger, puma, jaguars, okay, snow leopard, leopard, all these you can say species and subspecies are basically, you can say, big cats. Okay, so for their conservation, we have come up with this particular, you can say, initiative, that is International Big Cat Alliance. Now this is something which was propagated by our own Prime Minister in 2019, okay, and it was formally started in 2023. Okay, so this statement is correct, that India has formally joined the International Big Cat Alliance, and which was launched in 2023. Then among the 7 big cats, 5 are found in India, except for the jaguar and puma. All other, you can say, species are found in India as well. So we can say that both the statements here are true. Option C would be a right answer. Now let's see which you can say species are having the expansion in which area. Okay, now when we were talking about these total 7, so 7 were, one is lion, okay, second is your jaguar, third is puma, fourth is cheetah, fifth is tiger, sixth is snow leopard, seventh is leopard. Okay, now these are basically your 7 species which are being talked about in the International Big Cat Alliance. Okay, out of which all 5 are found over here except for the jaguar and puma. These are not found in India. Okay, now if we talk about the expanse of different species over here, so you will be seeing that when we talk about the mountain lions, so here we have these mountains and here we have these mountains. Okay, so here we are finding that these are basically your Andes. Okay, this is the Brazilian highland which is there. Okay, we have Rockies over here. Okay, then coming to next one, here you will be seeing these are the area where you will be finding the jaguar. Mostly jaguars are found in the Americas only. Okay, American continent only, mostly, generally. Then moving further to the next one, when we talk about the areas like this, these are the areas, or basically snow leopard, because you know this is Himalayan extent and then we have Trans Himalayas. So this area is where you will find snow leopards. Tigers are found in this area. You know that Bengal tiger and the other tigers are found in the Indian subcontinent and the South Asia. Okay, so that is there. Lions are found in various parts in the, you can say, in Africa as well as India. When we talk about the leopards, mostly they are found in African continent, and cheetahs, if we talk about, they are also mostly found in the African continent. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now we can move further to the next one. Here these are the species which are given: lion, tiger, snow leopard, jaguar, cheetah, puma and leopard. So their you can say habitat ranges are given over here. If you want, you can go through this. There is these pictures which are also given so that you can identify them. Okay, you can take a screenshot if you want. Now moving further to the question number 5. Consider the following statement. Uttarkashi is known as the gateway to Gangotri and Yamunotri Dham. Second is, it is situated at the foothills of the Varunavat mountain alongside the Bhagirathi river. Okay, so they are talking about two things. Recently there was this landslide which has happened in you can say areas of Uttarkashi, etc., and that is why it was in news. Here you can say Uttarkashi is known as the gateway to Gangotri and Yamunotri. We know that there are 4 dhams. Okay, we call them Char Dham. So we have Gangotri, Yamunotri, we have Badri and Kedar. When we talk about Gangotri and Yamunotri, these are in the Uttarkashi. Okay, then when we talk about the next one, that is Badrinath or the Badrinath Dham, that is basically there in the Chamoli district. Okay, Chamoli district. And when we talk about the Kedarnath, that is in Rudraprayag. Okay, so the statement 1 is true, because when we talk about Yamunotri and Gangotri, they are in the Uttarkashi. Then coming to the next one, it is situated on the foothills of the Varunavat mountain alongside the Bhagirathi river. So in the next slide here, we will be seeing this is basically the area of Varunavat mountains. Okay, and alongside here we have this Bhagirathi river as well. Okay, and that is there in the Uttarkashi area. Okay, so Here you can see statement 2 is correct, statement 1 is correct, option C would be your right answer over here. Okay. Before moving further, we will be seeing this one map over here which will be important for you. Like when we talk about the Uttarkashi, here you can see we have Yamunotri over here and we have Gangotri also, which is present over here. I guess if you can find that in the map, you can, because here we have Gangotri and Yamunotri over here. Okay. So that is there in the Uttarkashi, which we have seen. Now moving further to the next one, that is basically regarding greater one-horned rhino. Consider the following statements. Statement 1 is the greater one-horned rhino, Rhinoceros unicornis, that is primarily inhabiting India and Nepal, with occasional sightings which are there in Bhutan as well. Okay, so they are saying that these rhinos are having habitat in India, Nepal, and sometimes they are also visible in Bhutan. Okay, so that is one statement. Second statement is in India, the greater one-horned rhino population stood 3,262 at the end of the year 2021, through the species remaining classified as vulnerable by IUCN. Okay. Now coming to the third one, the rhinoceros is mentioned in 4 distinct passages of Babar Nama. Okay. So Babar Nama was a book in which these rhinoceros are mentioned. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is with over 70% of its population residing in Assam's Kaziranga. Now you have to choose the not correct statements or the incorrect statements. Now if we talk about the statement 1, that is talking about India, Nepal and Bhutan, this is a correct statement. Here you can see when we talk about the various species which are found in the world over about the rhinos. So here you can say we have black rhinos, we have white rhinos, we have Sumatran rhinos, we have Javan rhinos, and then we have the Indian rhinos. These are basically the greater one-horned rhinos. Okay. So these are the species, totally 5 species we are having in the world, and this is the species which is found in India. Now if we talk about the Indian rhino, here you can see these are the areas where it was supposed to be found, or you can say this is the historical distribution of, you can say, rhinos. Okay, which is there in the, you can say, Himalayan foothills. Okay, then after some times, now these rhinos are limited to a certain areas. Okay, so here you can see these green patches which we are seeing over here. These are the only places where we can find these rhinos. So there are certain passages which are there in Nepal. Okay, then coming to the next one, here you can see this is the area of Assam. Okay, where we can find them. Some part over here we can find them in Bhutan as well. Okay, so you can say mostly they are found in India, Nepal, and sometimes you can sight them in Bhutan as well. Now here you can say we have this Kaziranga which is over here in Assam, Orang Kaziranga. Okay, most of them are found in the Kaziranga. Okay, now there are different rhinos. We have seen that there are 5 species, and white rhino, if we talk about, they are near threatened. Then we talk about the greater one-horned or the Indian rhinos, these are basically vulnerable. Okay, when we talk about the black rhinos, these are critically endangered. When we talk about the Javan rhinos, these are also critically endangered. When we talk about the Sumatran rhino, these are also critically endangered. Okay, so there are 3 species which are critically endangered, one is near threatened and one is vulnerable. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Coming to the question again, so they are saying that which of the following statement is incorrect. First, we have seen that it is found in India, Nepal and Bhutan, so this is correct. Coming to the next one, in India, the Indian rhino population, the greater one-horned rhino population, stood at around 3,262 at the end of the year 2021. This is a factual statement and it is a correct statement, and the IUCN status is vulnerable. This is also correct. Coming to the next one, rhinoceros is mentioned in the 4 distinct passages of Babarnama. This is also correct, and with over 70% of its population that is found in the Kaziranga. Okay, so that is also correct. So all the statements here are correct, and none of them is incorrect. So option D would be right answer. This should be none. Okay, option D, none. Option D would be your right answer. Okay, now we can move further to the next one, that is talking about the, you can say, Troy of the East, or there is this particular fort they are talking about. Okay, so here consider the following features. It is also known as the Troy of the East, and second is it is renowned for its strategic location atop 3 hillocks, that is Rajagiri, Krishnagiri and Chandragiri. Okay, so these are the 3 hills on which this particular fort is situated. It was originally built by Anant Kaun of the Konar dynasty, which fort is being referred in the description above. Okay, Chittorgarh, Jinji, Mehrangarh or Raigad. Okay, now when we are talking about the 3 statements over here, okay, that is talking about basically Jinji fort. Option B is your right answer over here. Okay, all these statements are factual statements. You have to remember that. And why Jinji Fort was talked about? Because recently a team from UNESCO has visited the Jinji Fort. Why? Because the state of Tamil Nadu has actually nominated it for the World Heritage Site. Okay, so that is why this particular fort was in news. Okay, now when we are talking about this particular fort, as I told you, this is located in Tamil Nadu, but this was the last fort which was conquered by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, after that, this was the, you can say that this was the last fort which was conquered by him. Okay, so that is why it was in news, because of the, you can say, nomination in the World Heritage Site list. Okay, here this is located in the Tamil Nadu, which we have already seen. Now moving further, if we talk about the Jinji Fort, there are certain factual statements which are given over here. That is, it is also known as the Troy of the East. Okay, it is also known as the Senji Fort. Okay, Jinji Fort or Senji Fort. Okay, now it was built by the Chola dynasty and revamped by the various other, like Kurumbas, etc. Okay, present structure was built by the Jinji Nayaks in 15th and the 16th century. So initially it was started or the built by Chola dynasty, and then various other dynasties has contributed. Okay, moving further, 3 hillocks are there which we have seen: Krishnagiri, then we have Rajagiri, and then the Chandragiri. Okay, the best time to visit is from October to February. Okay, now moving further to the next one, that is basically your last 8th question. Regarding the Tirumala Venkateshwara temple, consider the following statements. The temple is positioned on the Venkata Hills, which is one of the Saptagiri 7 hills of Tirumala Hills. Second is, it is dedicated to Lord Sri Venkateshwara, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Third is, the temple's ancient roots can be traced to Pallava dynasty, which has a strong influence in the region during the 9th century. How many of the above statements are not correct? Okay. Now again, if you look at this particular, you can say question, we have asked this question because recently, because of a controversy related to prasad or the use of a particular kind of ghee in prasad, there was this controversy and Tirupati temple was in news. Okay. Now coming to the statement 1, it is a temple positioned on the Venkata Hills, which is part of the Saptagiri in Tirumala Hills. This statement is correct. Okay. Coming to the second one, it is dedicated to the Lord Sri Venkateshwara, that is incarnation of Lord Vishnu. This is also correct. The temple's ancient roots can be traced to the Pallava dynasty. Okay, when we talk about this particular temple, initially it was started from the, you can say, Pallava, then Cholas, and there are various Vijayanagar empire. Even they have actually contributed in this temple. Okay, all the statements here are basically, you can say, true. So none of them is incorrect. So you can say that option D would be your right answer over here. Okay. Now, if you look at this particular temple, this is the temple. It is having architectural style that is Dravidian. Okay, and you will be seeing that all the features like Gopuram, etc., they are present in this particular temple. Now, if you look at the location, so that is there in Telangana. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now moving to the next, some historical significance which is given over here, which we have already discussed, like it is dating back to around 300 CE, and when we talk about the architecture, that is reflecting the South Indian style, or you can say Dravida style. Here you can say significant contribution was made by the various dynasties, including the Pallavas, Cholas, and Vijayanagar Empire, etc. Okay, so you can go through this particular slide. Now moving to the last part, that is basically a practice question for you. Consider the following features. They are known as the Kahuai Puina. Okay, Kahuai Puina in Manipur. Now this is a word which is given in the local language. Pronunciation can be different. Okay, so they are known as the Kahuai Puina in Manipur. They migrate from the northern China, eastern Mongolia, and far east Russia to South Africa. Okay, and the third one is they are primarily insectivorous. Okay, so they are talking about a particular species. Which of the following species is being described above? Siberian crane, Amur falcon, black kite, or Asian flycatcher. Okay, so basically you have to choose the correct answer using these statements. Considering that these statements are true, which species is being talked about? Okay, so you can attempt this question, answer to me in the comment box. With that, I would like to take your leave, and I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a good day. Thank you. And if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.